welcome back. My name is Ellie and this evening I'm going to be running through a 45-minute Yin Yoga class. If you joined the Yin Yoga class last week, thank you very much for joining again. This is your 45 minutes of pure relaxation, so switch off from the week, get ready for the week ahead. In Yin Yoga, we don't really need any equipment, but if you find it more comfortable to wear some warm clothing or bring a pillow or a blanket, even wear socks, you can wear whatever you like. The postures that we do, they're all mat-based postures, and we hold them for a little bit longer than usual than in our power yoga sessions or vinyasas. So let's clear the mind. And yeah, let's get ready for class. So I think today's class we're going to start in a lying position. So if you have a pillow, go ahead and grab it, and instead of putting it underneath our head, we're going to put it underneath our knees to begin with. And we start off like we do in our Shavasana. Shavasana is corpse pose. So bring your legs as wide as your pillow. Find your comfy spot to lie down. Take your arms as wide as the mat, out to the side. We start to close the eyes. And we bring your attention to your breath. Notice if your breath is going quicker. Feel your chest rising and falling with every breath, with every inhale and exhale. With every inhale we make, imagine you're taking a long, clearing breath. You're filling your body full of oxygen, full of nutrients. Then as you exhale, imagine you're exhaling away the negativity, the stress. I'd like you to imagine your week that you've had and think of the moments that brought you stress, and even today, think of anything that's made you feel uneasy. If you can't stop thinking about something now, imagine you're putting it in a locker. There is a locker at the side of the yoga mat. You're opening it up. Put your thought in there. And close the locker. You don't need it right now, but it's there. The aim of meditation in yoga is to think of absolutely nothing. So it's a challenge to clear the mind. It helps us be more focused. It helps us be more calm. Take a deep inhale and sigh out the exhale. You can bring your feet onto the pillow. Bring your soles to touch. Let your knees fall out to the side. And you can even go ahead and take your arms above your head as if you're stretching out, someone's pulling your fingertips. And then exhale, relax your arms just by the side of you. You can take hold of your fingers. We bring attention to our third eye again. So that's the point between our eyebrows. I'd like you to imagine that you're looking at this point in your eyebrows. Notice any colours or shapes that flicker in behind the eyes. Let your tongue drop down, let the sides of your mouth drop, and let your shoulders and arms do the same. Take one deep inhale, and as you exhale, go ahead and straighten the legs again. This time you can get rid of the pillow underneath your legs if you have one. Just pop it to the side, we don't need it just yet. And you're going to bring your knees to your chest, so do this one at a time. Bring your knees into your chest. You can interlace your fingers around your shins. Give them a gentle pull. And then you can start by rocking your knees from side to side. You can make circles, starting to give your lower back a little bit of a massage. Again, this is Self-Care Sundays. We are caring for yourself, and if no one will give you a massage, you have to do it yourself. So keep making big circles with the knees. And with any of these mat-based exercises, you can close your eyes. And we start to slow the heart rate. We start to really unwind. You can take both knees to the left as you look over to the right. And feel the right side of the body crack open. Gaze over to the right hand. Imagine your body is like a washcloth and you're wringing it out. And doing a lot of these twists are really good to help with your digestion. And they also help if you've been doing a lot of core work and a lot of hip work. Inhale, bring the knees back to center, nice and controlled. And then exhale, come to the right. Gaze over to the left. And with each movement you do, try and imagine you're in a slow-mo. You're in slow-mo mode for 45 minutes. Everything is thought of, everything is thoughtful. So even when you're touching your leg, touching your knee, really care for your body. Imagine your body is really fragile. You're just caring for it. We come back to center. This time we roll into a seated position, so you can take hold of behind your knees if you wish, and just try and keep your body in a ball and slowly make the momentum to come and have a sit up. So you may need to do this a few times. If you like the feeling, go ahead and do a little bit more just to give your back a massage. And then when you're ready, come into a seated position. So I'm just going to face you just for demo purposes. We're going to come into butterfly pose. So take your soles of your feet together. It's up to you if you want your feet a little bit further away if you live in a tighter body. Bring them together, interlace your fingers around your toes. Find your sitting bones, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, imagine your crown of the head is lifting, your back is elevated, but your shoulders are down, so we're not hunching over, your shoulders are down. And we're going to start by gently trying to push our knees into the mat, really slow. Imagine you're a slow-mo butterfly. And inhale as you lift, exhale as you go down. Inhale, lift, exhale, down. And what we'll do is we'll just work a little bit quicker into it. Just work a little bit quicker just to warm up the hips a little bit more. So try and do it a couple of movements per second. And then keep going. We're going to go as fast as you can go. Flutter your legs, fly away, keep fluttering. Take a deep inhale and an exhale, relax. And let your body fold forward. So you can bring your feet a little bit further away from you if you wish. Keep hold of your feet and just try and hinge from your lower back and your pelvis. And then when you feel like you've gone far enough, you drop the head down and feel the stretch come all the way down the back of the head, down the spine. You can rock the head side to side. Inhale, lift up. From here, go ahead and straighten your left leg, keep your right leg in. And we're going to do a side bend here. So instead of folding forward over our left leg, take your left hand, walk it to the inside of your left leg as you lift your right arm over and over your head. So you'd be feeling more of a stretch down the right side of our body. We should be looking to the side, not down. And keep the fingers active. We hold this posture for a few breaths. If you need to come out of it, just take yourself out, and then by all means come back in. So you do what feels good for you. Inhale, come all the way back up. From here, we're going to swap sides. So extend your right leg, left foot comes in. Walk your right fingertips on the inside of your right leg as we start to open out the chest, and then bring your left arm over the top, just gazing up. And again, if you wish to just come out of this stretch for just a minute, and then come back in. If you want more of a leg stretch, bring your right toes towards you a little bit more as you're pushing your right knee into the mat. Walk your hands back to center. From here, we're going to come into cow pose. So bring your right leg underneath, so your knee is pointing forward. Your left foot, you're going to try and get on the outside of your right knee. So we're kind of tying ourselves up in knots here. If not, just bring your foot in front, but the aim is to get it here. If you find that your bottom is lifting, grab your pillow and you can bolster yourself up. So put it on your left bum cheek. That will make sure that your hips are even. And then from here, we're going to try and give our shoulders a stretch. So take your right hand up and back. If you can, take your left hand back behind you and see if you can interlace fingers behind your back. If this is too much for you and you're not feeling the stretch as nice as you would like, take your right hand back, your left hand over the top, and just stretch up this way. So once you've found your posture, still finding mine, keep your head up nice and tall. And again, you can close your eyes. And you may find that your body is naturally tensing up. This is not a position to be in, so your body might start to tense. See if you can work your way and scan through your body and try and relax into the stretch. So relax your bum cheeks, relax your toes. So you can unwrap your arms and take your arms around your front leg, and you can rest your chin on your knee. And see if you can feel the stretch into the hips a little bit more. So you're curling yourself up into a tight ball. You can come back up to center. And then from here, we're going to take another twist. So just bring your left foot on the inside of your knee. And you're going to take your right arm over to the left. Right elbow comes on the outside of your left knee. And you gaze back behind you. Try and keep your hips even, so use the pillow if you need. Exhale, release the stretch slightly, and then inhale, go a little bit further round. We come back to center, and we swap sides with our cow. So, bend our left leg first, try and bring it round and underneath you a little bit more, and then your right leg comes over the top. So notice my bottom is now lifting and I don't have the flexibility to bring it onto the mat. So take the pillow, put it underneath, we sit up nice and tall, feel the hip stretch already working, and then we're going to add in the arms. So left hand back behind, right hand up. For me, I can't reach my arms behind my head with this position on this side. So I'm just going to bring my right hand to my left elbow and give it a stretch itself. Try and keep your body up nice and tall. And again, notice if you're shaking, if there's any tension. Exhale away the tension. You can let your arms go, take your arms around your leg, hug yourself, bring your chin to your knee, close your eyes. This moment in time when we can't hug as many people, you have to hug yourself. Number one, love yourself first. Inhale, we're coming back up. You can take the pillow away if you wish for the twist. Depending on where your bum cheek is, take your left arm over, elbow comes on the outside of the right knee, right hand is behind you, and you're gazing over your shoulder. Exhale, release the twist ever so slightly, and then inhale, go a little bit further round. We release the twist. Bring both legs forward in front of you. So we're straightening both legs. And we're going to do a fold forward. But in this position, we're going to do eagle arms. So sit onto your sitting bones. Take both arms in front of you. Now we're going to bring right arm over the top of left arm. Bend your elbows and see if you can bring your right arm back so your palms are touching. So arms out in front, right over left. Bring left round, and then your palms are coming to touch. From here, bring your elbows out away from you. So imagine you're opening up your back and lift your hands up. You should feel a nice stretch come down your back. If you find this hard on your legs to keep straight, put a pillow underneath your knees. And now we're going to fold forward. Fold forward with these eagle arms, bending from the pelvis. You're coming forward. And drop your head. Keep your hands coming down. That will give your shoulders a little bit more of a stretch. Drop the head. And whilst we're here, bring your attention back to the mind. So what have you been thinking of in the past few postures? Is it something non-related to where you are right now? Are you thinking of the week ahead? Try to put these at the back of your mind, or imagine they're like a cloud. They're floating across, away from you, across one side, out to the other. You don't need them right now. Inhale, lift back up. Nice and slowly untie the arms. You can give them a nice stretch out if you wish. And then we swap sides. So left arm over right. Bend your elbows. We touch palms. Before we fold forward, bring elbows away from you and hands up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. And drop the head. If this is too much for your arms, go ahead and just do a normal forward fold, so without the arms, and an eagle. And you're trying to bring your hands down as if you're extending your elbows. Feel your back open up. We're going to take 5 long breaths here. The inhale through the nose should be around 5 seconds. And then you hold the breath and then exhale for 5 seconds also. As you exhale, try and lengthen out your arms and see if you can fold forward a little bit more. So inhale, nice and slow, 5 seconds. Hold, and then exhale. Fold into the stretch, and you'll start to notice your body is naturally folding forward a little bit more. What I'd like now is to bring your toes towards you. Give the back of your legs a little bit more of a stretch. Inhale, we come all the way back up. Uncross the arms, place them to the side. And from here, we're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. So nice and slowly, we find our tabletop. Again, if you need anything underneath the knees to protect the knees, go ahead. Spread your fingertips. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. And we find our midpoint. So make sure that your bottom isn't up, your bottom isn't down. Find the midpoint of your pelvis. And now we'll start with trying to loosen off our pelvis and spine. So what I'd like you to do is to gaze over your right shoulder as you bring your right bum cheek towards you. So it's like we've got a bushy tail and we're waving it from side to side. We go over to the other side. So you're really dissociating the movement of your pelvis and your hips with your spine. So it's kind of like you're moving in a C shape from side to side. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our normal cat-cow Marjariasana. So gaze down, inhale, lift the head, lift the bottom, drop the chest, exhale, round the spine, push the floor away, drop the head, gaze to your navel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. The movement is nice and slow, nice and controlled. As you stretch open the throat and close the throat, it's really good for the thyroid gland. So try and get that stretch through the throat as you're looking up. Exhale down. And now you freestyle. So move your spine and your body in whatever position feels good for you. We haven't been able to get them dance moves out for a while now, so just do what feels good for your body. No one is watching, no one is judging. You can lift your head round to the side. Imagine you're in a twerking video. You're wiggling the bottom around. And from here, bring your knees as wide as the mat, your toes to touch, and come back into our wide-legged child's pose. You're pushing the hands forward, dropping the forehead to the mat. Drop the forearms to the mat. Now from here, take your left arm, guide it underneath your right arm, so your elbow is on the mat. You're going to bring your hands together to the side into a prayer pose and try to push yourself up. So you're off the mat with your torso, you're in a twist. Your hands to your heart center, you're gazing up at the ceiling. Keep the twist through the belly, so keep pushing yourself, keeping your hands at the heart center. Exhale, we come back down. Find your child's pose. And then we bring right arm underneath left. Bring your elbow to the mat. Bend your elbow. Put your hands in a prayer position and push yourself up. So you've got a twist for your torso, you're on your knees, and you're gazing up. Inhale, we come back to center. Straighten your arms ahead. Now this time, we're going to bring the knees together. Find your child's pose again, but we're going to come into rabbit pose this time. So from here, bring your forehead to the mat. Take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, and work your hands away from your chest, away from your body, lifting your shoulders up. Feel the stretch along the shoulders. Keep pushing your hands away from you to open out. And when we're ready, if you feel comfortable, we're going to roll forward on the top of our head. So we find the positioning on the crown of the head, roll forward, lift the bottom, find the crown of the head, and bring your hands over the top a little bit more. If this is too uncomfortable for your head, bring your hands just to the side and just give them a gentle push into the mat to offload the weight of the head. So you shouldn't be on your forehead, you should be on the crown. And doing some of these inversions, so bringing the head down, it really helps with aging. So we're kind of going against the aging process, we're going against gravity, we're bringing the blood coming back into the head. Feel the muscles in the face drop towards the crown of the head. And then exhale, roll back down into your child's pose. So keep your hands behind you in a tight ball. And then we're going to do the same again. If you're unsure of where to bring the weight in your head, take 4 fingers from your hairline and then 1 extra finger. So with 5 fingers, that is the point that you should be putting the weight in your head, and that means that that point is directly over your spine, so you're not going to get any neck pain or neck problems. So find that positioning. Come on to your forehead to begin with. Inhale, lift the arms up and away from you. And now roll forward, find that point on your forehead. Keep your arms over your head. Or bring your hands to the mat. Inversions are also good for calming the mind. So you can keep your eyes closed. Let the mind relax. Roll back round into your child's pose. Place your hands back on the mat. And then when we're ready, you're going to come back into our tabletop. So roll forward again. Make sure your knees are as wide as your hips. Bring your left hand underneath your face. Your right hand, you're going to follow all the way up to the ceiling. and then underneath you. So we're doing the needle in this position. So you're going to bring your shoulder and your ear to the mat. Take your left hand off the mat and into the air. If you can, wrap your left arm round behind you and see if you can tuck your fingers on the inside of your right thigh. If you feel comfortable here, take your left foot and start to work it away from you. So kind of like you're pointing towards where your right hand is pointing. So you're just bringing it out to the side. Try to keep the sole of your foot onto the floor. And then we come back, so bring your left hand in. We push up, bring your left leg in. And we do the same on the other side. So right hand underneath, left hand lift, gaze up at the ceiling, exhale, come underneath. Walk your fingers across, bring your shoulder and your ear to the mat. When we're ready, you can lift the right arm up, wrap it behind you. And now slowly start to walk your foot away from the mat. So you feel a bit of a stretch into the groin as well. We hold this position for a couple more breaths. And then when we're ready, bring your right hand back round, push the floor away, left hand comes back down on the mat, and right knee comes in. From here, I'm going to do a little bit of hip stretching. So, I'd like you to bring your hands a little bit further forward, and you're going to try and step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. So you can use your hands to get the foot placement. And we're just going to work into this low crescent lunge. So your knee is on the mat, your foot is pointed, and we're just working into the stretch. So you can have a little bit of a rock if you wish, rocking into the groins. Try and keep your shoulders back so you're not hunched like this. Either come onto your fingertips or your hands. Now roll onto the outer edge of your left foot, so your left knee goes out to the side. Take your left hand and gently push it against your left knee, so you're opening out the hip. Gaze up at the ceiling. Feel a stretch into the left groin. Bring your shoulder foot back on the mat. And from here, we'll try and find lizard pose. So lizard pose, this is how low you can go with your body on the inside of your leg. So your aim is to try and come onto forearms, but if your groins and hips aren't as flexible, just stay onto your hands, but just bend your elbows. So you're not kind of leading with the head, you're keeping the head up, you're bending the elbows, and just work into it. So with Yin Yoga, because we're not building the body heat like we do in the quick-paced yoga sessions, don't force the stretch too much. We hold the stretch for longer to allow us time to get there. So with our vinyasas and our power, you build the body heat so the body accepts the stretch a little bit better. But with Yin Yoga, it's special because we keep the heart rate low, we keep the mind calm. And you'll find that your body eventually gets there. It's a good way of stretching. So give it another go, so you can bend the elbows again. We walk the fingers back up, walk the left toes in slightly, frame the foot with the hands, and you're going to straighten the left leg as you bring your bottom back to your right. So you're coming into a half split. So straighten your left leg, keep your toes pointing towards you, your bottom is pointing up. Inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, fold forward over the front leg. You can let the head drop,
Keep your hands on the mat. If you gaze back behind you, try and keep your right thigh straight. So don't let your weight come to the right. You're keeping it equal in the hips. Keep your left foot coming back towards you. Inhale, roll forward again. And then from here, we're going to lift the torso off the front leg. And you want to bring your hands up to the ceiling in a prayer position above the head. Gaze up at the hands. Bring your hands to your heart center. Find your balance. If you're finding it painful on the knee at the back, push into the floor a little bit more with the forefoot. That will offload the knee. From here, frame the foot again. And gently we're going to step this knee back again into our tabletop. Take a quick child's pose just to stretch out the hip that's been worked. And then we're going to try on the other side. So your right foot comes forward. Find your positioning first. So come onto your hands or on your fingertips. Make sure you're gazing forward. Find that point ahead of you. And again, you can rock into the stretch. You can work your knee into circles. You can go one way and then the other way. And then come on the outer edge of your right foot. Bring your right hand to your knee. Gently push the knee away. Gaze up at the ceiling. So you're keeping the shoulder back and open. You can bring your hand back down to the mat, come onto the sole of the foot, and we work into our lizard. So slowly bend the elbows, keep your hands planted, bend the elbows down. And you're trying to get your body on the inside of your right leg. Really working into that right groin, as well as a hip flex on the left side. So it's really important that we do a lot of hip stretching. It does prevent knee injuries and back injuries, making sure that the hips are mobile. And as well, we want nice bottoms, so we'll be doing a lot of glute work throughout the week. So you want to make sure that your glutes are ready and the muscles are the right length. You've got the movement there. Inhale, come back up. Walk the right foot inwards a little bit more. Frame the foot. And then bring the bottom back and straighten the right leg. In a half split. Bring your toes towards you. Inhale, lift slightly. And then exhale, fold forward. Keep bringing your toes towards you. Make sure that your hips are even. So your left leg is straight. You're not bringing the weight all onto the left side. Keep lifting the bottom. Inhale, lift slightly. And then exhale, lower again. Inhale, roll forward again, bending into the knee. Find your positioning first, and then you're going to lift your torso, lift your hands to the ceiling, and you're gazing up as the hands touch. Make sure the shoulders are down. If you want to test your balance, you can close your eyes. Make sure you're pushing the floor away with your right heel. So your right leg is active. Okay, we frame the foot with the hands. Gently bring that knee back to the mat. And from here we're going to roll forward all the way onto the belly. Take the legs as wide as the mat. So we're opening out the legs. And bring your hands in front of you but to the side. Your forehead is coming to the mat. And then as you inhale, you're going to push your chest away, your head away. You're going to straighten out the arms ahead. Keep the legs open and gaze forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push the floor away. Gaze forward. Exhale, lower. Now we're going to do one more. So lead with the chest first, the shoulders first, and then at the very last minute, then you lift the head. And gaze forward. We come back. Bring your feet together. And we're going to do locust pose. So here, take your hands back to your side. And here we're going to lift head and lift shoulders off the mat. So as we inhale, we lift the hands as if the hands are coming back towards the feet. Gaze forward, shoulders are back and down. We hold. Keep the feet pointed, keep the feet pushing into the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Gaze forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Now this time, see if you can bend one knee at a time and see if you can find your feet. If you can, flex the feet, take hold of the ankles and lift the feet up to the air, trying to keep the knees in so the knees aren't coming out. As you do this, you'll find that your shoulders are getting pulled back and your chest is getting pulled back as well. This is bow pose, so keep the feet flexed, lifting up. If this is too much, keep knees on the mat and just do a quad stretch. Exhale, come back down to the mat, lower the feet, bring your hands to the mat and take your head to the side. And then from here, we're going to roll all the way over to our backs for Shavasana. So for Shavasana, take your cardigan, take your pillow, whatever you need to feel comfortable, and take Shavasana for as long as you need as well. So you don't just need to do it for a couple of minutes, you can do it for even after this video has ended. So lie onto our backs. Take your legs out wide, arms out wide to the side. Now we imagine an energetic line rising from all the way from our feet. It joins at our pelvis. This line of energy is coming up our spine, up our neck, into our head. As you inhale, this line of energy becomes brighter. So imagine it moving all the way up your legs. It's getting brighter and brighter as you reach your belly. Exhale, we let go of the tension. Inhale, let this energy rise all the way up to the head. Now I'd like to do some affirmations. So it's really important that we give ourselves some positive praise. So as you lie here, I'd like you to tell yourself and repeat after me, I am powerful. I am powerful. I am amazing. I am whole and perfect. And one last time, I I am powerful. So you can do whatever you put your mind to. Your mind is powerful, your body is powerful. And in order to make these changes, you need to love yourself first. And love that you are making a positive difference to you and your life. Inhale, bring your hands over your head, stretch your arms, stretch your feet, and then roll over onto your side. And then we're going to push up into a seated position when you're ready, using your hands. Nice and slowly. You may feel a little bit lightheaded or woozy. Oh, I know I feel very nice and chilled. So bring your hands to your heart center, thank your heart, hands to your head, make sure you thank your head for getting you here. And thank you all for joining me again. That's another week done, and I hope to see you next week. I hope your week is lovely and full of brilliantness and happiness, and yeah, keep going. You guys are all doing it amazing, and I hope to see you next Sunday.